Well guys, I just left the dentist again, so I think it's time to go fly a drone. When I was backing my truck into the parking spot, some lady just came in out of nowhere and stole my spot. I asked her if she was blind and she yelled at me. Well, we got ourselves a new mini killer today. It's more like a mini crusher, man. This thing is huge. Well, this is the new Holystone HS600D, and it's sort of an upgrade on the Model 600. And this thing now has a 3-axis gimbal and the EIS. So they're saying that the footage coming out of this thing is going to be amazing. Well, anyway, when we get to the spot, we'll pull it out of the box and I'll show you guys how big it really is compared to a DJI Mini 2. This is over 600 grams. That guy lost his hat on that bicycle. That was funny. And also this thing too comes with remote ID built in. So that's a plus. It's got a lot of different features, but none of them are really listed on the box. What is up with the people not speeding? I'm getting over. The skies have really clouded up. Whenever I left this morning to go to the dentist, it was bright and sunny. Imagine that. Whenever I walk out, it was cloudy. Anyway, I was looking at air data, and where we're going, there's no chance of rain, allegedly, but the wind is going to be 10 miles an hour, but there's also going to be gusts of 23, and that's at the ground level. So we're going to need every bit of the level 5 wind resistance that this heavy Holystone drone is supposed to have. I always enjoy going to this park to fly because there's these pavilions that are there that I can fly from, and I don't have to talk to anybody. There's 4 pavilions around here, and there's not a soul at any of them. Hey, there's the drone. All right, well, I'm gonna get the drone, and I'm gonna get the landing pad and the tripod, and maybe even some more coffee. And we're gonna go over to one of those pavilions and get everything set up and ready to go. It feels a lot windier now that I'm out of the truck. Anyway, I got the landing pad sitting right there, and that's gonna be our view over there. That's the intercoastal. The beach is that way. So again, this is the Holystone HS600D, and it's a new model of the HS600. And they've come out with some improvements on this, and we're gonna test a couple of those out today. The one that we're gonna test mainly is the video footage. But they've also improved the controller as well, from what I understand. So let me get this out of the box. I'm gonna show you what's in here. Just to let you know too, I've already opened this up because I had to register it with the FAA. Of course, because I fly under the 107, but you're gonna have to register this with the FAA also if you buy this even recreationally because it's so heavy. Well, like I was saying in the truck, this thing's over 600 grams. It dwarfs the Mini 2. I brought Rose with me. I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like compared to a DJI Mini 2. So opening up the box, this is a really cool case that it comes with. But opening up the box, it's got a nice zippered pouch here, and that's where all of your stuff is hidden. Here's all the little bags that I took everything out of already. Anyway, inside the bag here, you get your, whoops, I just dropped everything. Let me get my water. Oh, there it is. I guess it's windy. But I'm gonna pull the drone out and show you guys what it looks like. It's actually a pretty good looking drone. We'll get to the controller in a second. But I haven't taken any of these stickers off yet either. It comes with this gimbal cover with the sticker on it. So make sure that you take the stickers off. I don't know what this is. I think there might be some sort of a sensor in there, but this doesn't have obstacle avoidance. The propellers are fixed, they're not folding. And it comes with this propeller guard on it that's pretty neat. All it does is it just kind of sits right there on top of the propellers and it pushes down and it keeps them in place so they don't move, I guess, inside the bag. So that can go in the bag. But opening this drone up here, look at this. Look how big it is. It's actually heavy without the battery. But this is Rose. This is our DJI Mini 2. Well, I guess I could open up Rose as well to show you guys what it looks like, a real comparison here, huh? Look at the size difference here. Can you guys see that? This is huge. Anyway, I'm gonna put Rose back for safekeeping so she doesn't get injured today. I only wanna test a couple of things out with this drone today. One thing I wanna test out is obviously the video quality, but I wanna test the signal strength. I wanna make sure that we have a good transmission with, between the drone and the controller and the readout on the phone. And I also wanna try out, again, cruise control. This has cruise control, so I'm become kind of addicted to cruise control, I think. It's also got some smart features, but we're not gonna try any of those out today. We're gonna save that for another test later on. I've got Rose kind of protected inside of her little makeshift garage. So this is the batteries that it comes with. It comes with 2 batteries right here. And these batteries are substantial, they're heavy. So all you do is you simply take the battery and you drop it in. There is no labels up, this one's got labels down. But you just simply drop it in and press it down and it locks into place. There, I got the gimbal cover off. But don't forget to remove this little piece of, I guess it's called adhesive. You gotta be more coordinated than I am to get all this stuff off of here. There, I got that off. Well, there's the gimbal. It's a 3-axis gimbal. It's supposed to take I think 4K video footage and 4K, maybe even 6K photos. I'll have to look at that. I'll put that information here. Anyway, with this drone too, you gotta remember to put down these landing feet. Otherwise the body will drag the ground, I guess. You don't want that to happen. Okay, and then taking out the controller here, here's the controller that it comes with, and it's a pretty substantial controller as well. It seems eerily similar to the Holy Stone mini drone that I flew a few weeks ago. I've already put in the cable here for my phone. So, I got my phone in my pocket. So just like any other drone controller, you put the phone in the little area like that, and then you plug it in to the controller. And I've learned that I don't have to necessarily take my phone out of the case for this controller, so that's strange. Maybe this isn't the same controller. I need to put the sticks on. So now I've got the controller squared away, I've got the drone squared away. I think it's time to probably turn this thing on and see what happens. I forgot to tell you guys too, you get some extra props with this drone as well. That's pretty cool. Whoops. So the process that they want you to go through is they want you to turn on the drone first, and then they want you to turn on the controller. And it's going to take up to 40 seconds for the controller and the drone to connect. And once the drone and controller connect, you can open up the app, and at that point it's going to take you through a GPS calibration process. So let me get this drone, which we've named, what did we name you? I forget what we named you. Well, we've named this drone Harvey for FAA purposes, so let me get Harvey out on the landing pad and get him turned on, and then we'll get the controller on and we'll go from there. All right guys, well I got Harvey sitting on the pad here. I'm going to turn him on by pressing this button just one time, and it's going to light up all those lights. Then he's going to do his little dance and sing and song. And then to turn the controller on, what you do is you got to hit this button once up here, and that wakes it up. It says that the battery's at 100%. You probably can't see that in the sun. Then I want to hit the battery or hit the button again, and it turns it on. So this is going to take, like I said, up to 40 seconds to connect. When I connected this at home, it only took like 15 seconds, so it didn't take that long. So I'm just going to sit here and wait. You'll know it's connected when it has one long beep. No, maybe it's more than one long beep. Maybe it's 3 quick beeps. I'm going to open up the, what app is it? It's called HS Fly app. All right, I'm starting a screen recording here. One thing that I want you guys to see though, I just slid the screen down and look on the upper right hand corner. It's showing that this drone controller is charging my phone. That's awesome. I'm connected to the drone and controller are connected, so I'm going to hit controls, and it should take me straight to the FPV feed. And there it is, the FPV feed came straight up. And it's wanting me to do a calibration. So I'm going to set the controller down, and I'm going to do a calibration here for the GPS. So you got to turn it horizontal and face the camera up. Hear another beep, and then you set it down. I think this is, it does another test right there, but I don't remember what it's called. Okay, so we've got him sitting there on the pad. He's looking at the grass, and everything so far looks pretty good. I think I mentioned this when I was flying the mini drone. The telemetry on this app that they have is really easy to follow. It's laid out really good. The upper right hand corner, it shows you your battery levels. I'm going to go ahead and reformat this SD card that I've got in there though. I'm going to hit confirm, and now the SD card is formatted, so hopefully now I can record some stuff. And I don't think that there's really much else to do other than to get him up in the air. All right guys, this is Harvey's first flight. I'm going to pinch the sticks together. I'm going to launch him up in the air, and we're going to see, wow, he's loud. We're going to see how he hovers. He's got a good lock there, but he looks pretty good there sitting there floating, doesn't he? It doesn't look like he's moving hardly one bit at all. He might be floating a little bit, but like I said, we do have some wind, but that is a good looking drone. Is he following me? Look at that. That is a tight looking drone. I like that. Very nice. He's holding his position really, really well. Nicely done, Holy Stone. Harvey, you're a good looking drone, Harvey. Ouch, I just stepped on something. Not only do we have fire ants in Florida, we've also got these things called sand spurs that like to get your feet, especially when you're wearing flip-flops. I'm gonna back him up towards me. Now he's supposed to have that optical flow sensor, and he does have it on the bottom, so I wanna see what he does. He doesn't do anything. He's raising up a little bit. All right, let me hit record here so we can get some footage going. I'm telling you what, the gimbal looks like it's pretty stable. Let me go to the left and to the right here, and it looks like it's pretty stable. Wow, that looks good. Let me go forward and backwards. I hope he doesn't, whenever we do the return to home part, I hope he doesn't land on top of this pavilion. That'd be bad. All right, guys, I don't think there's anything to do now but just to raise him up in the air and to put him out a couple hundred feet and see how he does. I want to see what the maneuverability is on this, on these sticks as well. That's a pretty good view there. Unfortunately, the gimbal controller, the gimbal wheel's on the right-hand side, and it's confusing, but it doesn't feel too bad. I'm getting more used to these gimbal wheels being on the right with the more of these mini killer drones that I fly. Let me go up a little bit higher because we're only at 75 feet. We just want to go over here over the water for the first flight and see how easy he is to fly around. So I'm going straight forward. Let me first of all hit the speed button and see what speed we're in. I think it's got 3 modes. So that's in high mode. There's camera mode, which is low, and then there's normal mode, which is medium. So we're going to go in camera mode so we can try to get as much maneuverability as possible. So I'm just going to fly straight forward and see how easy he is to control left and right and see if we can do things smoothly, because you know how I am on these sticks, I'm pretty bad. So he's flying straight out. Am I turning yet? He's not turning yet, but there is a boat right there. So let's see if we can, oh, that's fast. Let's see if we can follow that boat. He's probably going to look up at me and complain about it, but the picture looks really, really good. All right, so start turning, Harvey. I need you to turn, oh, not that fast though. Why are you turning so fast? Let me just hover up above that or around that boat there so we can get a better idea of where he's going to go. Let me pull the camera down, and I'm going to try to spin nice and slowly to the left. It feels like it's really kind of difficult to control here. I don't know if there's a sensitivity thing that we can adjust or what, but maybe it's just something that you got to get used to. Let me kind of fly to the right here. I'll see if we can do an orbit around. Oh, that's really fast. Again, guys, I got to remind you, I don't probably have to remind you, I'm not very good with the controls of drones. I don't crash very often, but I'm not very smooth when it comes to the cinematic stuff. So I'm flying over to the right there. I'm trying to adjust it to the left, do the yaw to the left, and it's not really cooperating with me too well. But as far as wide angle and as far as the view going straight forward goes, that's not bad. I think he's pulling into the boat ramp here where we are. Okay, so we're 500 feet out, and we still have a perfect signal. We haven't had any signal drop at all. And I can see him as clear as can be right out there. I mean, he's only 500 feet away. So let's just, let me maybe try to turn to the right and see how quick it turns to the right. Yeah, it's kind of fast. It's not really as smooth as I'd like. But again, it might just take some getting used to. Okay, so let's do this. Let's go for our little signal test. Since we know that the sticks are kind of tight, I guess. I think that might be the problem. Maybe we just, like I said, need to get used to them. Let's go out 1,500 feet and see if we can maintain our signal. We'll just go straight out here. So we're already at 700 feet. Let me change it to normal mode, and we'll get a little bit faster. So distance speed, we're at 19 miles an hour. And we've got a perfect signal. It looks to me like the FPV feed is still good. I'm having trouble seeing it because of the sun. And well, let me see if I can increase the brightness is up as high as it'll go. What was that? I got this iPhone updated, and I don't really know what the screens are now. Let me continue to go out. We'll go at 22. We're at 21 miles an hour now. That's good. I think we're going with the wind, and we're over 1,000 feet now, and the FPV feed still looks like it's perfect. Man, he still looks huge out there. He looks like a big old eagle. All right, so we're at 1,200 feet. Let me raise him up in altitude a little bit, maybe to 100 feet. I'm not losing a signal, and I don't think that the FPV feed's bad. I just kind of want to go higher. Man, he does look like a big bird out there. He's humongous. So we're at 1,500 feet. I can still see him very easily. And FPV feed is still great. We're 153 feet up. We're almost to 1,700 feet, and we've had no FPV feed and no signal drop at all. So that is good. So I'm going to stop it there. Well, let's just go to 2,000 feet, and we'll see what it does on the return to home flight. One thing I forgot to check. I forgot to check and see what our return to home altitude was set at. I kind of skipped over that part. So we'll just let him set there at 2,000 feet and make sure that his height stays the same and that he doesn't start going higher or start sinking into the water. But that's a pretty cool view. Actually, you know what I could do is I could turn around and I could face. That's not too bad, turning around like that. So I can face us now. Now we're facing the ocean. And I'm just going to watch him while I do this. So I'm going to hit the wheel up in the upper right-hand corner. I'm going to go to the 3 dot. Oh, there we go. We've got the flight distance. There's I guess we can go almost 20,000 feet according to the controller here. Flight altitude, the height, the return to home altitude is set at 164. All right, so I think we're set. And what's cool is whenever, for me anyway, whenever you open up this drone and you start the controller for the first time, I'm going to hit that plus sign so I have the plus sign on his camera there. But it's automatically in Imperial, so I don't have to worry about the metric stuff that I don't know. Wow, it looks like he turned. Oh, no, he didn't. There he is. He's facing right at us, I think. Wow, the camera moved, though. Let's do this. Let's hit return to home and see how accurate he's going to be on that return to home flight. So I think you got to slide it to the right.
Return home.
She's saying that she's returning home. Oh, it stopped recording, though. Let me record that on the... I wonder why the camera stopped recording. It didn't even tell me that it stopped recording. All right, so Harvey's coming straight back now. We're coming back at 26 miles an hour. Well, he slowed down a little bit. He must have caught some wind.
Return home.
Dude, why is he down to... He's down to 6 miles an hour? Now he's starting to speed up again. Wow. Come on, buddy. I really hope that you're not having that much of a problem. I don't think it's that windy out there, but then again, the air data app did say that we were getting gusts in the 20s. This could be bad. But I think he's making progress. All right, so he's 1,400 feet away. We still have a perfect signal. The beep doesn't sound as loud as the DJI drones are anyway. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's coming across louder on the microphone, but to me it doesn't seem too bad. All right, so we're 1,200 feet away. I wonder if I can speed him up whenever he's on his return to home flight. I'm not even going to try because that may mess with the accuracy of his landing. Now, what do I got to do here? Where's the return to home button? I guess I could just keep my finger on that return to home icon on the screen. Where is the return to home button on here? Oh, there it is. Is that it? I don't know if that's it or not. Looking for a return to home thing on the controller here so I can make sure that I stop him if he's going to land in the dirt or on top of that pavilion, or maybe even on the grill. All right, so we're 650 feet away, and he looks huge in the sky. I'm telling you what, if you're old like I am and you have bad eyes, this would be a good drone for you to fly because you can't lose it in the sky anyway. I can lose any drone, I guess, though. All right, so it's still recording on the SD card. I wonder why it stopped recording on the SD card to begin with. I wonder when that happened. I didn't hear a beep. I didn't hear a warning that the recording had stopped or nothing, so I have no idea when it stopped. I was hoping to get some good B-roll. All right, let me pull the gimbal down here so we can see where he's at compared to this home pad, or compared to this landing pad. All right, so we're slowing down. He's up there in the wind. Man, it is windy. I don't think he's going to land on the pad. It looks like he's pretty far off the pad. So he's turning his orientation back to the way he took off. That's cool. But he is really off of the pad. I am going to let him land in the grass because he's got those really strong blades. So he's already started his descent. She didn't say anything about him starting his descent, but he has. So he's down to 100 feet. Let me pull this GoPro up so you guys can see how big he looks up in the sky. Fortunately for me, he's not landing in the water or on the pavilion. So I'm going to go ahead and let him land in the grass where all those sand spurs are. I think you guys in Texas know what I'm talking about. So he is a good ways away. He's right in the middle of the grass there. He's at least probably 20 feet away from where the landing pad is. That's not a very good, not a very good track record. Is he going to land? He probably won't pull the gimbal up. No, he didn't pull the gimbal up and he landed. So she just said that he stopped to return home. But look how far away from the landing pad he is. And I got to walk out there into those sand spurs to get him. I'm going to count the paces here, and we're going to see, but I'm going to do 1 yard paces. So we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 21 feet he was away from the landing pad. I don't think that's really very good. Now, it's good enough, and this doesn't claim to have precision landing, but I think it could be better. I'm not too disappointed with that, but I do know that it could be better than that. And again, it may have been something that I did during the flight that messed it up because it stopped recording. Maybe I hit a button. All right, so the next thing I want to test is the cruise control. So I'm going to hit the launch button on the pad. I'm going to slide to the right. It starts the propellers, and I think you got to hit takeoff. Now this is the automatic launch. So maybe you need to launch in the auto mode in order to get the real precision or the really good landing location. Like I said, though, it doesn't have precision landing, so who knows if that's the case or not. But again, look at how cool this drone looks in the air. I mean, look how solid it is. It's not wavering one bit. It looks perfect. So the only other thing that I really want to try is the cruise control. So I'm going to get him up in the air. I think you've got to be up like 50 feet in order to do this. So I'm going to get him up in the air here. And we'll go 50 feet up and we'll just go straight out. And the way that you do it is you hit the speed button whenever you're moving forward or sideways. So I'm just going to go straight forward here. I'm above 50 feet. And we are at 16 miles an hour. I'm going to hit the speed button. Whoops, no, it just put me into high mode. Maybe that's not it. Maybe this is the button. I can't remember. So I'm going to continue to go straight out. I'm going to hit that launch and land button.
Down.
Oh no, don't go down.
Cancel descend.
Oh geez, I'm screwed up here. I'm just going to back up so I'm not over that water. Is he going up anymore? So that's the land button, Kevin. So that's not what you want to try. I'm going to figure this out before we leave. I'm going to get him landed. I'm going to look in the book. But before I do that, we'll do a droney and see how good it is when you're going backwards and up at the same time. Let's see if he can keep us in focus here. Let me pull the camera down. I think that seriously, the controls here, the gimbal wheel and the sticks are just way too tight. All right, so let me start going backwards. I'm going to just raise up, and that doesn't look bad. He's kind of raising up a little bit fast. I've got the right stick all the way down, so I'm trying to go as fast as I can. He's only going 10 miles an hour, but he's raising up really fast. All right, let me get him landed and look in the book here, and we're going to figure out this cruise control. Come up to me. Don't hurt me. All right, am I over the pad? I'm close enough. Let me lower down so I can get him right over the pad and land him. All right, there he goes. Looks like he's going to land. Good deal, right in the middle of the pad. Nice. Let's do some research. Remember, I told you can find your user manual in that little packet up there, and it's in this bag. So I found the cruise control in the book here, and it says long press of the speed button, which I'm pretty sure that I did that, but I'm going to try it again. I didn't think I was that forgetful. All right, so we're back over here at Harvey. I'm going to get him auto launched because we're going to do another return to home test and see how close he can get when it's auto launch. So let's hit that button there and slide it to the right. Step away and hit takeoff. Man, he takes off immediately, doesn't he? I'm telling you what, man, I can't get over how solid he is. Now let me get him turned around. He's still recording on the SD card according to the screen here. I never did shut that off. We're going to get him up in the air. And now I didn't see in the book though that it had any stipulation about height. So I'm going to just fly straight forward. Long press of the speed button and see what he does. So let's just go straight forward here. I'm going to go as fast as I can in normal mode. Well, I'll go 15. I hold down the speed button and it goes to sport mode. It didn't go to cruise control. Let me try that again. Maybe it's a really long press. Oh, that could be it right there because I've let go of the stick and he has stopped. So that's not it either. So I'm back into cine mode or into camera mode. So I'm going to fly straight forward again. I'm in camera mode. Let me raise up a little bit because there's a bird that's flying underneath him that looks pretty scary. And I'm going to hold down the speed button. Can I get cruise control to work? I don't think I can. It stopped. Well, that is not working, guys. I'm not sure why that's not working, but cruise control is one of my favorite features now, so I'm kind of disappointed that that didn't work. All right, we are going to hit return to home right here on the screen. I'm going to slide it to the right, and we're going to get him home, and we're going to see if this auto takeoff makes any difference with his accuracy. All right, bud. You're closer this time. You're still not perfect, but I think you're close enough. You've at least cut it in half. Well, maybe not. Maybe you're closer to 2/3. All right, so he is almost landed now, and he's going to cut the grass again. The gimbal's not coming up, and we've got a successful landing. Is he going to shut the motors off? Yep, he shut the motors off. Oh, they're still running. Oh, they're off. All right, cool. We're good. Hey, buddy, you did pretty good. There's some things that you can improve on, but overall not bad. Let's get you packed up so we can get into the truck and we can have a conclusion. Actually, we may be able to do the conclusion right here at the table. Honestly, I don't think that this drone did a bad job at all. I think it did okay. Now, There are some things, like I was saying, that they need to improve on. The stick control, which isn't perfect. I need to turn this recorder off, so let me hit that. Anyway, guys, the things that I like about this drone is I like the weight of it. I think that it's a great weight to handle the wind. And I think so far from what I've seen, I think it's taken some pretty good footage. Is this truly a mini killer? Probably not, because it's too big. But it's a mini crusher for sure. I forgot to show you guys that this has remote ID capability. All right, I'm gonna open up the drone scanner app here, and I'm gonna show you guys the remote ID. So the remote ID is working. There's the ID for it right there. Let me pull that tab up and click on it, and it's gonna show all of the information about this drone. All the information that you don't want people to have. But it's good to know that the remote ID works and that you'll be in compliance with the FAA if you fly this. All right, guys, well, I'm going to get this all packed up. I'm going to clean this mess up. But I do want to thank Holy Stone for sending this drone out for us to test. Now, if you guys are interested in finding more information about this drone, go ahead and click the link in the description. It'll take you straight to their site. I think it's on Amazon. Maybe if we're lucky, they'll send us a discount code too. Anyway, guys, I want to thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a great week. God bless.